Oh, baby, no, no.
Good afternoon, Lady T. How are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
I am well. So, we're doing your interview today because you are our May recipient of the Oliver Hill Senior Blackness Award. How do you feel about
It was amazing. I was caught off guard. It
that?
was amazing, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Well, you're welcome. We selected you for this award, one, because one of your fellow recipients, your husband, he submitted you for the award. He felt that you were well deserving in your own right. So, after reviewing everybody else that was submitted, hands down, you were the best choice that we
Oh,
felt. Um, One, you represent what we wanted for the award for the month of May.
okay.
May being Mother's Day, everything mothers. You are a mother of the church. You are a mother in your own two children, and you do it with so much poise, so much grace. And I've never heard anyone speak anything negative or remotely just downward towards you or about you. Since I've known you, you've always conducted yourself with the utmost respect. You've always shown that respect and love to anyone that you've come in contact with, whether you know them or not. So, yes, these are the reasons why we selected you
Wow.
for the award.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah,
is. So,
yeah.
today we're going to ask you some questions
Okay,
just to get to know you. We want to let the world know who is Tikia McGhee.
okay.
Okay, so that is my first question to you. Who is Tikia McGhee?
Takia McGee is just a girl who loves God, is absolutely in love with her husband, is grateful for the two kids that God has allowed me to birth. And I am excited about assisting him with ministering to the women of Bible based church.
Yes, that is something that you do. I've had conversations with different women within the church, and they always refer to you when it comes to anything that's women empowerment, anything about trying to understand what it is to be a woman of God,
Right.
how to be a woman of servant to her husband. They all, Lady T, that's the one. That is the one that we need to talk to. So I thank you for that one because our church is filled with black women
Yes.
and I love it. I love our women. I love black women, and I love to see that they are striving to be a support to the black men
Right.
because we need them.
Right. Right.
We need them. We need each other. But
Hmm.
for us to be who we are called to be as black men, we need our black women
Right.
to be there beside us. So,
Right.
so I thank you for that. What is your driving force?
Mm. My driving force is to please God in everything that I say and everything that I do, to be an example not only for the women of Bible based church, but most of all to my daughter,
Mm,
because that starts first at home. So I don't want her to look to the world for a mentor or someone she can look up to. I want it to start at home.
that is big. That's very important. Um, I love that. I really do. Because the way I see it, a child's father
Yeah.
for a son,
Yeah.
his father is the example of a
Mm-hmm.
man, but also the mother for the daughter is the
Mm-hmm.
example of a woman. And I appreciate that. That is what is in the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we as parents, we have our own challenges that we're
Yes.
dealing with. We're
Yes.
recovering from our own childhood trauma,
Yes.
trying to raise a child at the same time.
Yes.
It's exhausting.
Hmm.
It's
It
complicated,
is.
trying to make sure you take care of their needs, but also take care of your own
Right.
needs. And then you, as a wife as well, you got to take care of your husband's needs as well. So um, that is amazing that that maintains at the forefront of
Hmm.
your mind.
Yeah.
You've had some accomplishments of your own. Pastor told me that you are an accomplished writer.
Hmm.
What drove you to write your book? What is the title of your book?
Um, it's a 10-day devotional journey. The journey of motherhood. It's basically 10 days of encouragement for mothers because the journey is not always easy.
Mm-hmm.
And the title of the devotional is "They Call Me Mom."
Mm,
So women, a lot of times, especially with talking with women in general, there are just certain topics that women are afraid to share, even with struggles in motherhood, because the world makes us think we have to portray that we have it all together, and we're really struggling.
Yeah.
So the devotional was written to encourage not only women, but also to encourage myself as I was writing it.
That is, I've learned that in service, you typically fulfill your own needs in service to others. So I love to hear that your journey of writing that book helped you as well.
Yeah.
Your career path, how has that been for you?
My career path. Currently, I work with the Department of Health. I've been there for over 20 years. My journey started, I graduated from FAMU High, then I graduated from FAMU with my bachelor's in healthcare management, my master's in health services administration, and I'm currently an EMS investigator with the Department of Health. And I'm currently at a stage in my journey where year 30, I can retire. So it's probably like like 8 years. So I'm thinking about what's next. So I don't want to work forever for the department or for the state for like 40 plus years. Gotcha. So I'm trying to determine what's next. My first goal before motherhood started was to go back to school to be a college professor. But as I've evolved and the world is evolving around me, I really do think I want to be a licensed therapist.
A licensed therapist? I can see that.
And I think that there is still time for me to do it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Would you consider that your new life goal?
Yes. I'm praying through it because that would mean I would have to go back to school to get the necessary tools that I need. But yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking right now and praying through.
You definitely can do it. I mean, you've shown that through everything that you've accomplished so far, and we'll be praying for you because I believe you can do it, and I know the world needs therapists like you that are led by the Spirit, led by God. You know, it's in the forefront of your mind to care for people, to take care of people. So definitely need therapists who actually want to help and not just want the title.
Yes.
Want to be in somebody's business.
Right.
Yeah, so that is great. What is your most valued accomplishment thus far?
That's a great question. I would say being a wife and a mother.
I tell you, you and him, I love it though. I love it because his answer was very much pretty much
being
the same.
A wife and a mother.
Being a father.
It's an awesome experience. It is, tiresome some days. It's complicated some days. It's overwhelming some days, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yes. You too. You too. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you struggle with to forgive yourself for?
For not speaking up for myself when I was younger. So out of my mom's kids, I've always been the quiet, laid back, but I think I allow others and worried so much about people's opinions that I allowed them to silence my voice. So I would say to my younger self, you should have spoken up for yourself a lot more than you did in the past.
And how are you handling that now, as far as that was something that you of course you struggle with, but now in your later years, you've been through some things, you've had children, so that gotta stand up and speak now.
Stand up and speak now. I just think it's through prayer and discovering who Tikia really was, because in your 20s and your teens, like you're just going through the motion. You think you know everything, but you really don't know anything.
Not a thing at all.
So I think through prayer and just finding it and journaling a lot helped. And my therapist helped a lot.
Well, good. I'm glad that you have found your voice, found who you are, and you are walking in it. That is a great thing. When we did your husband's interview, he talked a lot about how much you mean to him. He also talked about your path to coming together. I want to talk about that a little bit, but I want to ask you one of the same questions that I asked him, and which is, what does love mean to you?
Love means you care for me, you're concerned about me, you have my back, you tell me when I'm wrong, you pray with me, and you're there for me with it through it all, riding through it all.
I tell you. I love it. How did you know that he was the one for you?
I knew you were going to ask me this question. You're going to laugh at my response.
Because he told me what you put him through.
I did. I put him through some things. But he stayed the course.
He did.
He stayed the course.
He did.
So it wasn't easy.
Mm-hmm.
How did I know that he was the one? He was just different, and different in the point where he was concerned about Tikia. Not about so much what Tikia could do for him, but how he could assist me to be a better Tikia. He was just different. He was different. He was different to date. He was fun to date. He was a dream setter, or he always was a dreamer. And I think I told you this before. I just love the dreamer in him.
Yeah.
He's always been able to dream and just execute.
Execution is a big part of it. Tell me about your side of that journey between I don't want nothing to do with you, sir, to yes, I am with you from now until the end of time.
So the journey was a journey because my heart was broken before him. I just had walls up. I had daddy issues. I had heartbreak issues. Like I was a hot mess. But he was just persistent. Like he stood by his word. Like I could just trust him with my heart, I would say. And you just don't trust everybody with your heart like that.
No, you cannot. You definitely cannot.
Yeah.
He said it, man. She made me work.
I did. I made him work hard. I made him work hard.
I was about to give up, but I couldn't do it. Oh. Well, I'm glad you allowed him in, because you two serve as a beautiful example of Black love, especially when it comes to God and worship and how to treat people. That is one of the things that I love about the both of you. You are an example of what you believe in, what you talk about, and an example of how we should treat one another.
Right.
So I thank you for that. I thank you for allowing him in, giving him a chance.
Right.
Giving him a chance to stand by his word. And as we see, he has stood by it day in, day out. Absolutely love it. If you could tell your younger self anything now, what would you tell her?
Girl, look at yourself now. Like you are simply amazing because of it wasn't a harsh upbringing, but my issues were daddy issues because he wasn't there. So I had to work through that. And like I said, some of that stuff showed up when I was dating Derek. But yeah, like, girl, you are simply amazing. You can do anything.
I love that. That's the truth. That is the truth. What advice would you give any young woman out there now who is finding themselves struggling, whether it's in their career, whether it's in their love life, struggling to trust their partner? that's struggling with anything that you would consider as part of the journey of being a woman, what advice would you give them?
First, I would tell them to pray. Pray and be still enough to hear the voice of God
Mm-hmm.
and allow His voice to guide you and drown out the noise of the others. Because a lot of times we make decisions based off other people's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get ourselves in a position where it's hard. And it's hard because we placed ourselves in somewhere where we shouldn't be.
Yes.
Because we were disobedient to the voice. And God will give you the signs, He will give you the warning signs. But sometimes we're still disobedient and we want to do it our way.
Yeah.
But pray, definitely pray. Definitely seek the voice, or one is being close enough to God where you can hear His voice. Drown out the noise. And sometimes, as crazy it may seem, it's like you have to stand in front of the mirror and encourage yourself. David encouraged himself in the Lord, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we have to do what David did.
Yeah, that is true. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta be willing to look in that mirror
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
fix yourself. Hey,
Right.
hey, look in that mirror and face what is there.
Right.
Really
Right.
face what is there. I find myself, I try to make it a habit to do it as often as possible. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I'm being honest with myself
Yep.
as often as possible, I know who I am, I know what's going on, and I can face whatever the world is throwing my way, of course, because I got God on my side.
Right.
But it's hard, it makes it extremely hard to do it when you don't even want to look at yourself.
Right. And then with women, we have so many layers, so many things that we use to cover up, like clothes, like shoes, the latest purse. We have makeup, we have our hair done, and we're just miserable inside. So basically, pray, seek God, hear His voice, and allow God to work on your heart.
The heart is key.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate your time today. I love the conversation, love getting to know you more. I'm quite sure our listeners enjoyed it. I'm quite sure your husband is going to love it.
I'm sure he is.
He is your biggest fan. He loves everything about you, love everything you do, and he is crazy in love with you, and I love to see it. I love to hear him talk about you, and I love to hear that you talk about him in the same way. That lets me know that you two are not just portraying that you're together, but you're actually there. You're working together on this journey together. And I love to see it. And I love the example that you're setting for our people. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. And God bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, baby, no, no.